All right, we'll start. I want to begin by thanking everyone for being here today. Our friend and fellow goddess, Angelina, made a very purposeful decision to have this ceremony here at Massasoit instead of at Pacifica Graduate Institute. Not someone to make decisions concerning rituals and ceremonies lightly. This is obviously very meaningful to Angelina and therefore to all of us because we care so much about it. A doctoral degree is the ultimate academic honor that can be bestowed. As such, we welcome you, Angelina, to the Academy today and in a new way. We join together in this place. We do so to celebrate Angelina, her achievements, and her place in our campus community, as well as the place she has just taken in the world of scholarship. A doctorate involves much in going from being a student at a university to becoming a colleague. It involves moving from being a consumer of research to a creator of knowledge. In her dissertation, Manifest, a sadomasochistic mythography of masculinities, she includes an exploration of redemptive masculinity. Its premise is to reimagine masculinities through recovery. It explains how negative views of masculinities have developed and been perpetuated. Her work illuminates how redemptive masculinities manifest as necessary and authentic. We are in need of this work in our academic community in the world. This is a work of scholarship, it's a work of humanity, and it's the work of healing. We also join this celebration because we're all in need of collective healing today. I'd like to read the dedication of this work now so that we may honor someone who is very important in Angelina's life. Dedication. This project is part of a life's work mapped by a series of personal experiences with men. It is an exploration shaped by a formative relationship with a healing, redemptive representation of masculinity, a concept into which this work delves. Several experiences with and observation of oppressive forms of masculinity could have easily solidified my aversion to men, if not for the deeply intuitive and nurturing presence of my grandfather. He has been my wellspring of inspiration. Poppy, thank you for healing me and giving me life. Poppy, we all thank you for Angelina today. We also want to take a moment to salute Angelina's 3 sons, Dylan, Simon, and Trevor. Gentlemen, you have one badass mother and one badass grandmother for your kids. Thank you for sharing her with us. Now, Dr. Rachel Daniel will share a sense of what Angelina has accomplished.
It's an honor to be here to celebrate one of my very closest friends and fellow colleague. When we were hired together, I know that people were wondering, why put 2 new faculty members in the same office in the middle of the semester when it's snowy outside? And Angelina and I kind of fell together and stuck together through a very difficult time. Before we met, Deanna told me about you and how wonderful you are, and I was intimidated. I was like, who is this mythical creature who is a mother and a grandmother and a rock star and a loving partner, and she's starting a tenure track position when she still has 2 chapters left to write of her dissertation. So many people would have crumbled under the tremendous weight of completing a lifelong work and teaching with compassion and loving others with compassion and loving me. I was always hungry and tired and dusty and confused, didn't know where anything was, and you always knew exactly how to put me back together again, and you sacrificed so much of your time, your energy, and sometimes your money to feed me and make sure that I was whole. Angelina, what I love most about you as a scholar is that, unlike other scholars who are controlled by the academic market, who are controlled by the publishing market, you have charted your own course. And that takes a tremendous amount of courage to write and research with conviction, to leave Harvard and say, hey, you know what, that school isn't good enough for me. To say F you to the other school who didn't want to see exactly how important your scholarship is or the sort of intervention that you are trying to make and that you are making successfully in both mythological studies and feminist studies. I salute you. You're just wonderful. And I've learned so much about how to live a courageous life because of you. How to write the way that I'm supposed to write, to value the work that I do in the classroom, to put myself first and make sure that I'm fed so that way I can feed others. You've created such a wonderful community here for faculty members with Feed the Muse, and you continue to do wonderful work with your students. But I'm still impressed that with all of that work, you are moving forward, not just writing any dissertation, right? Like, not the sort of dissertation that's slapdash, hurried, and thank God I got that over with and I'm never looking at it again. Not a dissertation that has 5 disparate chapters. You are, because there are multiple types, okay? I've seen a lot of them. This is a dissertation that deserves to be published and could be published tomorrow and would be applauded. And to do that while starting the tenure track job is tremendous. I am so proud of you, and I'm so proud to call you one of my best friends and my colleague. At graduation ceremonies, not enough is said about the sort of community that you need to have to get yourself through. It is not something that you do alone, because at 3 in the morning, you're like, dear God, why didn't I just become a truck driver? You know, or maybe that was just me, but you have those thoughts, right? And so you turn to the people who are closest to you. And I'm so thankful that you had a wonderful, loving family, a chosen family, but also your sons, your grandsons. But Dave, who has been the love of your life, who is a fellow rock star, who is a wonderful human being, incredibly insightful and loving, and offered me love as a friend even when he didn't know me, which is wonderful. So Dave, could you come up, please? We would like to honor you. Dave, I commend you for all of the hard work that you've done supporting our dear Dr. Angelina. And I also want to urge you to help her move forward, not to become stuck, not to get discouraged. Continue to do the work that you've always done in lifting her up so she can be a wonderful professor, continue to be, and to do great research and publish lots and lots and lots of books, because we really need that. All right, so thank you so much for all of your hard work. I love you so much.
She's irresistible.
We are going to hoodie you now.
I don't think I can say anything any better than that. She's a treasure all around in every way, and it's been wonderful watching her blossom even fuller. And I'm proud to know her. Thank you, everyone.
We could be wrong, but I think we should call Guinness. I think that's the first ever hoodieing ceremony to ever take place. We just want to take some time now and see if anybody, as part of this celebration, would like to come up and say anything to Angelina, to any words of appreciation or anything else, but the floor is open for anyone who would like it.
I'll say something. I just want to say thank you for all that you've done since you've been here. I feel like you've taught me a tremendous amount. You've added this extra dimension to not only the way that I think about myself as a scholar, but also as an artist, and to how those things can be balanced. I've watched you have tremendously intellectual conversations with my tutors that have really expanded the center and the service that you provided in there. And I'm excited that this is just the beginning of your journey here. I'm grateful that you're here, and I know that the school is really lucky to have you. So thank you very much, and congratulations.
I'll say something. so I can't talk anything that they used to, but I just want to relay a little anecdote that sort of came my way the middle of this semester. I was in the copy center, and as we always do, we tend to leave like a handout there that we forgot that was printed off or something. I was clearing it off, and I stopped and looked at it, and it was something from Angelina's class, and it was essentially this little piece of writing which was encouraging students on how you write emails to me, how you communicate with me. And I stopped and I read this and I said, damn, this is good. And because it was dignified. And it was respectful of the students, but it was passing on a level of respect that they could take with them, not only and learn how to speak with other professors in the other courses that they take, but this is something that they could take and bring into their lives and their careers and everything. And I just thought that was such a wonderful modeling exercise that wasn't just like we all feel, which is just, okay, look, we gotta like get this sort of relationship straightened out here between us. But it was presented in such a way that was thinking beyond the 15 weeks. It was thinking about how the students should carry themselves off as adults for the rest of their lives. And it was presented with dignity and respect, and it was asking for dignity and respect back. And it just blew me away, man. It just knocked me out. And I ran back to the office. We never gave it to her. I gave it to Laura. I was like, look at this! And Laura was like, she is so awesome! And we just like said, we're holding on to this. We're going to figure out how to use this stuff. So we're stealing that. I'm letting you know that right now. I just think you're fantastic. I was so honored to be on the search committee that hired you and Rachel, and I think us speak for Deanna and Aaron, just sort of like when you were in the room, we were just like, yep, okay, no, this is good, this is very good. So it's just been an honor to be your colleague, and congratulations at getting to the top of this mountain, and just I wish you all the best. So thanks.
I want to say something more personal than the formal part of it before. So Mark mentioned the hiring process. And I love hiring people because, you know, that to be able to help choose who you get to work with and who you bring to our students is amazing. And we always have had that like softball question at the beginning, like, what is it about this position that interests you and what do you bring to it? It's to give everybody a chance to kind of sit down and settle in. And so we asked that question or some version of it to Angelina, and she answered it, and I was done.
Mm-hmm.
Who's this woman? Who is this human being who's sitting in our presence? I was like, that's how I feel about what I do, but I can't say it that way. And it just totally blew me away. And I believe I think you were the first person we interviewed. And you walked out the door, and before I just went, I'm done, and someone else said, can we keep her? And then we hadn't met you yet, we were done. Like, we're not going to talk to anyone else, it's over. Then it got really hard. But, you know, it was just that moment of like, and I felt like my heart got reflected back to me that day. And so not only have I gotten to work with you as a colleague, I consider you my friend. I love you. It's an honor to be in your presence, whether it's at work or anywhere else. And I'm so happy to be here today.
Nice.
Just say something. I don't want to cry. I just want to say, you're one of the people here that just you walk into a room and you just make it lighter. And having known you even for such a short time, you've made a big difference in my life too. And I know how hard you worked. And even though you probably felt like this was never going to end, but we all knew that you would succeed, and I can't wait to see what else you do and to read your books and to see what else is up for you. So thank you for everything, and you're awesome.
So, my wife in Missouri met Angelina at my
if I'm going to a party. and Hope said to me, "Who's that person?" And I said, "Look, it's got to the point where I have to lean over and go to Mark and say, is it like a really new hire, or just 2 years ago, or has it been a long time?" It was kind of embarrassing. And I said, "She's in this department." And that was it. And so you guys talked, and she said, I said, "I'm going." She said, "Wait, I just met Angelina." I said, "Yes, I think that would." And she said, "I have to send something from Missouri." And so she's running around the house, and I said, "I think she'll get the idea." But I'm here. Know that if I had something from Missouri to send from my wife, I would give it to you now.
I can try and, I'm a second language speaker, so I gotta rehearse in my head what I have to say first. But I met you, when you and Rachel had the welcome open house to your office. And Tracy and I, we were like, boy, we have to decorate. They make us look really bad. Because my office and Tracy, I've been here for about, 14 years now, and Casey's here for about 20, so we're really rusty, So, but then I met you during the STARS project, and I was a little, taken aback by you a little, because you were very stressed, and I had no idea why. But later, you told me that you were working on your final chapter. And I'm like, oh, I understood that. Because she was, very serious, and she wasn't interacting a lot, and I realized that it was a really stressful time. And after the election, when you and Deanna organized a gathering in the quad, and I brought my students, and I felt such a beautiful harmony, and I felt such a beautiful sense of what kind of person you are. And I can't claim that I know you that well yet, but I'm looking forward so much to knowing you a little bit more. And congratulations on your hard work, and we are definitely lucky to have you here.
Former teacher, I know you have to be quiet for just a second, so no pressure. Now, by the virtue of the authority vested in our academic community, having completed all necessary requirements for the degree, we request that Angelina Dawn Avadano step forward, please. We also ask that everyone in the audience please come forward and create a ceremonial circle around Angelina and everybody else. I speak these next words on all of our behalfs, and at that point, Dr. Daniel and I, Will Hood, our graduate, we celebrate, collectively recognize, and confer the Doctorate of Philosophy in Mythological Studies with emphasis in depth psychology to Angelina Dawn Avadano, with all the rights, privileges, responsibilities, and obligations appertaining unto therein. Everybody, Dr. Avadano.
No, the joke is that you get a dissertation and can't read it.
I don't think there was any Latin in my dissertation. I did choose to have the ceremony here because so much of getting through the last of my dissertation happened in this space. And what wasn't addressed, but so many of you have supported me through, and some of you may know and some of you may not, is how very sick I was there in the end, and how difficult that was for me. And without this community to support me during that time, who knew when I was hired on with you exactly what I would be facing in those coming months. And so it is about the community. You know, who knew I would be quoting Hillary Clinton to say it takes a village, right? But truly, without the support of my colleagues and my partner, Dave, I would never have made it through one of the most difficult times in my life. And Dave, who not only was counselor and became nurse and mechanic and what is it, barista? So many things that you've done to support me, and thank you so much. But also Deanna, who so generously offered time and space for me while I was healing, and sending Sharon to help me when I couldn't even read my own emails during that time when I was so ill, and he became my right hand and my brain that was actually functioning during that time. So yes, Sosan, that was like, you saw me at like the worst. I didn't even know how bad it was at that moment, what was actually happening with me. But yeah, you saw that really crisis point. And I don't know exactly how I made it through, but it was for leaning on my colleagues and friends. And Rachel,
You don't have to say anything. I already know.
Mutual laugh is
but I love you so much, and I'm so blessed to have you come into my life in this way. And I just feel like, everything happens in some divine order, and it was just a really wonderful meeting. Thank you for your intuition on that. And I'm so glad that we're together in that space, and that we have created a space where we can both heal and grow and nurture one another, and create an environment where students and colleagues can come in and feel that energy in that space. So thank you so much for making this a really special moment for me. I didn't want to exclude so many of you who were such a part of it, and so many others who couldn't be here today to witness this, who have helped me. Conversations with Rachel in the library, Aaron, who was so gracious with time when I was so sick, and also just when I had to miss and I'm going to defend. Becky, who came in and manned my class while I was, or woman's my class, while I was defending my dissertation. And so graciously they loved her, and it was just, I felt like I could leave my students without worrying about my little babies. So I've been so surrounded by your love and support, and thank you so much. And I can't believe I made it through, but I'm already working on the next things, and so many of you are just championing my work, and that's really humbling, and I just thank you all so much.